To start us out today, we're looking at graphing inequalities in two variables. And this picture is by one of my favorite artists, M.C. Escher. And here this picture is called Relativity. And you've got people going up and down the same staircase in vastly different ways and vastly different angles, and the downward is very relative to each of these people in this image. We have a few steps in graphing inequalities. Our first step is to graph the actual equation. When you're graphing these, use a solid line if you have a less than or equal to or a greater than or equal to, and use a dashed line if you have less than or greater than. After you've graphed, choose a test point on either side of the line. Choose one point definitely above and one point definitely below the line. Test those in the equation to see which one is true. Then, for our final step, you're going to shade on the side of the line with the true result. So let's look at this one. Graphing y is greater than 2x plus 4. This is in y equals mx plus b format. My b value is my 4, so I'm going to go up to my y-intercept of 4 and make a dot there. Then my slope is 2, so I'm going to go up 2 over 1, or I can go down 2 left 1. And I'm going to do that a couple times to make sure my line is nice and straight. Since this is y is greater than 2x plus 4, I'm going to use a dashed line. So I'm going to come up here and do a dashed line through these points. And I'm still going to put my arrows at each end. Now to do a test point. For a test point, instead of choosing one value like we were with our graphing the variables or the inequalities with one variable, I'm going to have to choose an ordered pair. I highly recommend choosing the ordered pair 0, 0 as one of your ordered pairs if you can. 0, 0 is definitely on one side of the line, so we can use that. So if I put in 0 for this, 0 is greater than 2 times 0 plus 4. Well, 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 4 is 4. 0 is not greater than 4, so this side returns a false value. Since that side returns a false, this side over here should return a true, but let's double check. Let's do something clearly on the side. We could choose a point anywhere over here, but I'm going to choose, let's do -5, 0 and test that one. So 0 is my y value. So I've got -5, 0. So I'm going to have 0 is greater than 2 times -5 plus 4. 2 times -5 is -10. -10 plus 4 is -6. 0 is greater than -6. So since that's true, this whole upper half is going to be shaded. So I'm going to just shade this whole upper side of the graph. Try this one. Graph y is less than -2/3 x plus 1. Take your time, graph it, pause your video, and when you think you have the answer, hit play. Did you get a graph that looks something like this? If you did, give yourself a smiley face with a tongue sticking out. Really big dimples. If you didn't, give yourself an X, go back and try it again, put a circle around it once you figure it out. Example 2, I've got y is less than or equal to -2/3 x. For this one I want to do the same thing. Start with my y-intercept, so I'm going to start with 0. And I'm going to graph my -2/3. So down 2 over 1, 2, 3. Down 2 over 1, 2, 3. Or I can go up to left 3. For this one, we've got that equal to spot, so that's going to be a straight line, or as straight as I can do, drawing one-handed with my Smart Notebook software here. So, I'm sorry, not a straight line, a solid line all the way through. For this one, we can't test the point 0, 0 because it's on the line, and because it's on the line and that equal to spot is there, it's going to definitely be true. So we can pick a different point out here somewhere. So I'm going to pick the ordered pair 2, 2. So if I put in 2 for y, so if I've got the ordered pair, actually, because that's dividing by 3, I'm going to make that an x value of 3. So I've got the ordered pair 3, comma 2. So 2 is less than or equal to negative 2 thirds times 3. Well, negative 2 thirds times 3, that's going to divide by 3, which is 1. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. So I've got 2 is less than or equal to negative 2. Well, 2 is not less than or equal to negative 2. So that returns a false. So that means this bottom half is the half that's shaded. Nice and pretty shading down there. This one on your own. Graph y is greater than or equal to 5/2 x. Take your time, pause your video, and resume when you think you have the answer. Does your graph look like this? If it does, draw yourself a scarecrow. Doesn't have to be a great one by any means. Got the little hay coming out the bottom. If you didn't get it correct, give yourself an X, go back and see if you can figure it out, and put a circle around it once you have your answer. You have 4 homework problems for tonight. Graph these on just a rough sketch on your papers, on your notes. Take your time, show your work if there's work to be shown, and we'll talk about them tomorrow in class. Have a great night.